Okay, so I thought it'd be fun to share like some of the concepts I learned about the videos I watch, and hopefully this is something that we can try to do in game. Oh shit! I have my stream stuff all over the screen or whatever. Um, so there's like a couple concepts. Well, there's two concepts that I want that like is the most important I want to share. Uh, I'll see if I can do it in the practice range, but uh, first is jiggle peeking and then white peeking. So like peeking in this game is really punishing, and from the videos I watch, there's some cool things that I learned. So I'll show you. So first one's jiggle peeking. Jiggle peeking is like oh, so jiggle peeking is this. So the best thing to do. So here's the first thing is when you're turning a corner, when you go wide, you show your body before the enemy sees you, and they're able to shoot you fast. So what you want to do is get as close to the corners here as possible, and this is where jiggle peeking comes in. So jiggle peeking is like when you just like this. So what you do is you just quickly peek. You try to gather information as fast as possible, and maybe you might see something, maybe you won't, but you just kind of like you keep like so. What is I was told is like when you're the way the game works with momentum is like when you're pressing D to go right, then you immediately press A. It stops all momentum, and your like recall like resets. And I think even when you're jiggle peeking like this, the footstep sounds don't activate around the corner, so they don't know you're there. And another thing is like when you're jiggle peeking, and if they see you, they might shoot you, but because you run so back to cover so fast to cover that they don't have a chance to like actually get like a shot on you. And this could help, especially if they have operators across the map. So it's like they're not. He shoots. He's reloading right now. He either goes back to his. He can either go back to his cover, or if he's out in the open, you just like shoot him. You can just kind of like place where he's gonna be, and then you can shoot him that way. And what's it called? And this is like if only for places you think you don't know where it's like. This is like to gather intel. Like if you really don't know where everybody is, it's a good way to do it. The thing is like this is only situational. Not situation. You want to do this as much as you can, especially if you know somebody's there. You want to like get them to shoot you, so you have a chance to like shoot back, or even just gather intel. Another one is like because this one takes a long time. Another one is called tracing corners. So tracing corners is like so you look at this wall right here, and you imagine you kind of like think about where their head is, and then you trace the corner. So you trace the corner. So I want to be looking at like say this corner of this thing right here. Say like this is head level of somebody right here. Looking around. So you can white peek it, and then like you use the corner because like when you use the corner, they're hiding in cover. So when you're using the corner to peek, your crosshair is like already set on the head level, so you can just. And this is like when you don't really have time to do jiggle peeking a whole lot. This is if you already know they're there, and like they're hiding in the corner. They're like, oh my god, I'm gonna sneak up on them. So what you do is you trace corners because like your crosshair is already like matching up to them. Shoot them in the head. So you don't have to like worry about flicking whenever you turn a corner. And this is like how most people like. This is why like sometimes you feel like you don't see anybody, and somehow you still die. Is because like they're already like right there, they're already calling like this, and most people pre-fire. So like what you do you kind of want to practice pre-firing a lot. So you basically anytime you're in the corner, you just shoot even though you don't see anybody, just like one shot. You don't waste your bullets. But this gives you like a better chance to like sneak up on people and like if there's somebody there. If you usually suspect someone's gonna be there, you can use that to your advantage and just like shoot them before like they even get a chance to react. Because when you expect something and react, it's way faster than just like regular reaction time. Because regular reaction time, like if I go like this, and I shoot him, he's gonna take like I don't know what the actual numbers for reaction time is, but like it's like 2 seconds or something like that. Let's say. But if you already know, if you're already expecting it and you can shoot, like that's way faster than the reaction time. They're not gonna have enough time to react like that. And because of peeker's advantage as well, like because you peeked in first and say like you have higher ping than them, you can peek them. They won't be able to see you, and you'll still be able to shoot them, and they would have no idea where you like. They wouldn't be able to see anywhere your body. Another thing why jiggle peeking is like really important is because like, so like you don't want to do like this because like when your gun's sticking out, you don't want to slow peek like this because like if like say like they have sight watch and like someone's just like watching like this, they already have their crosshair set on the corner right there. So like if they're like looking like this and you slowly peek like this, that basically just like makes you like a sitting duck. Like everyone's watching corners like this, so that's why like jiggle peeking is really good. You want to try to stay as close to the corners as possible to get yourself, because like when you're closest to corners as possible, you're like really quick to cover, so you can just like, quickly go back to cover. But when you're right here, you have all this space where you have to like walk all the way to the cover right here. So this is a lot faster to go back to cover because you're like right next to it. So that's very important to do. What's another thing? Yeah. So when you do that, it makes it easier to have guns like it makes it better to have. It gets you more value with these guns as well, because you're not wasting as much bullets because you're like kind of anticipating corners and whatnot. You know, the only thing I would say, if there is bullet penetration, like if you expect like a teammate to like, so the times you wouldn't want to jiggle peek a lot is if you know they have like bullet penetration. Does that go through? Okay. So that work? Yeah. Okay. So the only time you wouldn't want to jiggle peek is if you know or expect somebody to have bullet penetration. So in that way you can trace corners. So if you want to trace corners, that way you don't have to worry about the bullet penetration. But if it's like earlier rounds, like pistol rounds and whatnot, you can do this jiggle peek a lot. Just so you don't expect them to, what's it called? To like bullet penetration. But because sometimes like if they know, like especially in the lower elos, they don't really expect you to be jiggle peeking, because they'll just think that like people are gonna play like this. They're gonna play like open. Most people, from what I've seen, won't do bullet penetration. So jiggle peeking might work right now in their low elos, but just keep this in mind. Another concept is in this game, I prefer tap firing, just because like what's it called? It's easy to like if you the only time you want to do tap fire is I guess if like someone's like looking at you. And I think most of you guys already know like the bullet patterns for most of the guns. So like tap firing is really good. So if you have a Vandal or a Phantom, I think Phantom both do, I think it's 2 bullets to kill for headshot. You can tap fire whenever they're not expecting you, but if you're flanking, you get a bit more leeway. The Phantom goes away with it. And so for to learn the difference between Vandals, and maybe this is something you guys already know, but this is what I, just for the sake of completion. Um, so Vandals are really good if you're going to be fighting one-on-one. So like, say like you're only going to peek in one person at a time. Like you don't want to take all these people at once. Like you just want to fight one person at a time. Another person at a time. That's really good. That's what Vandals really good for. And then the Phantom is if like you're expecting like all the teams to be bunched up and you're just kind of like if you just expect them to like all be there. And the Odins are good. The thing about I don't like about the Odins in the areas is why I never use them is because like what I don't like about them is because you don't really have like you can't when you're like tap firing. Like if you're tap firing, like if you're flanking and you're like tap firing, like you can really kill it quickly, especially because these are bots. They're not like really straightforward. It makes it a lot harder. Like, you can aim down sights, but the thing is like you have the wind up animation, and if they have like a phantom or a guardian or like anything hit one shot, one kill, one shot in the head and kills. The time is, they might already have the time to like line up and just kill you instantly. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like using the Ares or Odin. They're still good, but that's the thing that I keep in mind is like because I see most people when they shoot the Odins like down. I feel like that's so much like wind up animation, and like if I had a guardian and I see you pick a corner with an Odin, I can just shoot because like not that it won't kill me instantly, but because of the way the whole animation for you to shoot and for them to crouch down and start shooting. Like if I have a guardian or something like that, especially long distance, like if I'm looking at you and you're shooting at me with an Odin, like I have more time, more opportunity to headshot you than you would to like start your wind up animation and hopefully get a kill. It's all the guns are viable, especially if you know how to use them, but this is more so like a longer range, and I think that's something that like we lack a lot is like longer reach duels. We have issues a lot with, and I do as well. Just because I play way too aggressive and I die very quickly. But yeah, that's. I think that's it. There isn't much anything else I want to share. That was all I want. That's all I learned recently. I want to let you guys know because it's made the games a lot more easier for me.